Alrighty, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Brower, you can hear me, yes?
I can. How
Yay,
you doing,
good.
Starwolf?
I'm doing good, I'm ready, I think. I had a few little oopses and glitches and things between last night and this morning, but I think we've got them all squared away. So yeah, right now you guys are seeing the current standings and also the upcoming matches. We're going to switch over to the map ban here in just a moment and get this thing kicked off. Let me find that right. Yes, there it is. Yes, and it is the right one. Awesome. Okay, so the map ban is now live. We can see it, and we're good to go. So this is the first match that is going to be best of 5. So hope you guys are ready for a slightly longer set of matches.
Yeah, definitely. The stakes just get higher and higher, right?
Right?
Yeah, so this is JGX, who are, as I said last week, trying to three-peat and who beat SRJ last week against RJF, who are perennial contenders at the top of the pack and beat Emmy last week.
Yep.
So definitely some good teams who've played each other a number of times.
Yes. So, all right, I have given them the go for the map ban. Let's see.
So we've got Tourmaline up first, and then Canyon.
Nice, nice. I can go ahead and get Tourmaline thrown up in here. Is the map ready? There it is. And all of tonight's matches are all this setup, or all this match is going to be is all in the EU server. Up 3 is mining.
Yep, so we'll definitely see those 3.
Yes.
And let's see, RJF picked Grim for number 4, which means if it goes to 5, it'll be Ruby.
Ruby. Alrighty, so now they're going to go ahead and pick their sides. And it looks like the first time, we're going to do a swap right off the bat.
Yep.
Cool. So RJF is going to take,
RJF is going to take team 1 on Torm. Yep.
Yep. And then we have a swap for the next one. Cool.
Excellent. Got to keep us busy.
JGX is taking team 1 for map 2. Okay. For Canyon. PGI side swap button. I'm going to request it. It was actually requested many years ago. Live has a wonderful document. We're staying the same. Has a document where there's a bunch of requests, quality of life things and stuff like that. And that is actually on that list from back in the day. And we're doing another swap going into Grim. And then the decider, which you can see that with the log. Of course, it doesn't tell us, which it'd be nice if it actually showed that on the decider, which team had chosen. It does not.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I think it says on the log. Yeah, I guess since we're not switching servers, we have to be switching team sides, huh?
Right? Make something challenging for us.
Problem with this is I don't even know who to encourage to make a decision.
Right? Both of you. There you go. Okay, so.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So it's up. Who do we have?
RJF picked team 2 on Ruby.
Alrighty. So then let's see. So the previous one we did a swap at 4. So we're doing a swap on that. We're doing 4 swaps, possibly. Swap, same swap. That's what I got written down.
Yeah, and we'll always refer back to that as well.
Yep. We're going to swap sides for the first drop. Yep, I can type. All right. Thankfully.
Oh, that's always worse when you have an audience, right? Totally forget how to type, how to spell.
Oh, right. Grammar, English, it just goes out the window. Who needs it, right? Thankfully, all of JGX is all JGX, so that makes one part of this task a little easier. JGX on one side, RJF and friends on the other.
Yep, looks good. I'm going to put Team 1 on the clock.
Alrighty. And it's time. Go ahead and get out of this. Let's did you want to do any kind of a map strat talk on Tourmaline first, or?
Yeah, we can take a little look there.
Okay.
Just let me know when it's switched over.
Oh, it's switched over. Nice about having
perfect.
quick buttons.
Yeah, so I think, as I've said a few times before, the spawns were changed since I was heavily active in comp, but you'll often see some trading mechs. I don't remember exactly where it is in here. I think the pocket is right here. But there's a little pocket where they can have some lines over the map. Usually you will want to try and contest Theta with your wolf pack. And we've also seen teams use some of the spires, probably even this one, from the Team 2 side. Very frequently, you will see teams use Gulf 6 with a trader or two. Spire. So I'll kind of highlight it. This area traditionally was very commonly used with the old spawns. It's more dangerous to use now, I would say. So I can't remember where else we've seen teams set up, but again, very frequently you want to contest Theta. We have seen teams do sort of like a push around this side. In fact, I think RJF did this sort of Fox 7E7 push to close distance. I forget who they were playing when they did that. But we may see something like that out of them, although they're on Team 1. So I suspect JGX won't play it that way, but we'll just have to see. RJF, if they want to be very aggressive and push, they could potentially try and move up to like the Fox 5 area quickly, but there's a lot of open ground to cover. So I'm just curious how they'll play it.
Just from knowing from what I've seen a lot on this map, I'm just right away. I'm going to be predicting the Spire long range blue lasers. And that's their lock call is ready, I guess. Only because Volks is the team leader. So
yeah, I mean they're all green. He said ready.
Yeah. We get it.
They had plenty of time if they needed it, which is great. Love that.
All right, so while Team 2 is there, let's go and switch over to the lobby. There we go. Oh, and hey, I even did something special for you guys today because somebody brought it up. So in place of my current logo, you can see here you go. There is about the ball cam with, of course, the camera wrong since I had to restart my stuff. Here's turn that down a little bit. There we go. So now we're not getting this blinding colors. There you go. Hi, this is actually me. Somebody mentioned the other day, or the last time was, hey, you need the mouse cam. I said, okay. So there you go. Hi, folks.
Well, you use a gamepad for a lot of this, don't you?
No, just a regular gaming keyboard. I've got the I use ROG Strix Flare, and then I use a trackball for everything else. So, and Lady Wolf does too. And yeah, so people are like, no way, you guys use trackballs? I said, you bet. So I thought I'd do something special and swap in my mouse cam for the day.
Yeah, so I also expect like a lot of long range on this map. I don't feel like RJF has tended towards that as much as other teams, which is one of the reasons I'm curious if they're gonna have a strat in mind to close with JGX, because they at least when I've played them tended to play on the more kind of aggressive side,
Brawly
especially
side.
with a very aggressive wolf pack.
Right. And, well, knowing pretty much almost everybody on the JGX side that I've ever played with or up against, totally know about them getting in the brawl mode and how good they are with it. So yeah, we'll see. I'm very curious to see, or interested in seeing how they go with it. All right, Team 2 is almost all green.
Yep.
And folks, I'm also adding in the MW stats scene for the day. So after the match is over, I'm going to quickly grab that and throw it into the URL and try to get that scene up. So hopefully that works. During the test last night, it did work. So, but as we obviously saw, some of the other things don't go as well as planned.
All right, JGX is locked, so we're ready to get going.
Do this. All right, first drop of the day. Here we go, launching.
You all right over there, Star?
I'm good. Stretching, yeah, I've been up for a couple hours now, and just make sure everything's up in there. So you got to get up and stretch every now and then to make sure that I sit in this chair all day when it comes to this stuff. So during the pandemic, working from home, I was in this chair 15 hours a day. So it's saved me from major back pain. That's for sure.
Excellent. Yeah, I need to get a new chair at some point, but it's still working.
There you go. Alrighty, so here we go. Oh, and wow, 10-second countdown already. They've all readied up.
And just so people know, not a gaming chair, just an office chair.
Hey, some of those are good too. All right, switching over to the match scene, and I'm going to be in Stas' mech. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, I forgot to switch sides on the score sheet. I will fix that in a second.
Reactor
All right, so Stas is in the Timberwolf with small pulse lasers and large lasers. Daniel's in the Panther with ER large lasers. Solove in the Blackjack with ER large lasers. Volkanav in the Marauder with small pulse and ER larges. Noble Rat in the Hunchback 2C with large lasers. Arnithius and the Hellbringer Virago with large lasers. Azav in the Warhammer with the large lasers and small pulse lasers, and Dubix in the Vulcan with ER large lasers. So again, lots and lots of lasers for long range. Go for it. I'm going airborne.
All right, so I've got GRAM and a Mislinks G with heavy machine guns and micros. Navid in a Viper F with 2 MGs, 5 ER smalls, and 6 heavy machine guns. I don't think I've seen that before. Dario Incubus 5. 2 ER Meads, a heavy large, and 4 light machine guns. Pasha in a 2 ER PPC, 5 small pulse summoner. Dargor in a 4 ER large Novacat A. Lermgod in a Death Strike with 2 Gauss, 4 ER large. Grolsch in a 4 ER large, 2 Gauss Dire. And Krasnopesky in a 6 SPL, 5 ER micro Black Lantern. And I think, yeah, that's everybody.
Yeah, and right here you can already see, like I said, we're getting a lot of that blue lasers long range from the spires.
Yeah, Noble Rat has eaten more of it than anybody else, but a lot of it is spread, so still reasonably good shape. And a lot of RJF have pushed up, although they have quite a few mechs kind of sitting on that CSJ hill back there, behind Theta, like between Theta and Epsi.
Yeah, Navid just got a UAV up, so they've now got eyes on Daniel, Dubix. Everybody's sitting over here.
Yeah, and just looking through these, Noble Rat definitely taking the brunt of it for RJF, but that one side torso is actually getting kind of weak, which is a little worrisome. Dargor, meanwhile, for JGX, has one. I think was hit by some strikes. Yeah. He seems to be the strike magnet there.
All right, so we got Crass, GRAM, and Navid going up, or pushing up against the whole pack over here.
Yeah, so I think actually RJF have gotten I would say, a pretty good start to the match, despite not having the cap lead, and actually they might cause a problem for the JGX Wolfpack here. I think Naveed, GRAM, and Kraz know Pesky have to be careful here. I don't know if they know quite how many mechs are there.
Yeah, let's say there's a little bit of an outnumbering issue that's about to occur. No, Naveed's too far forward. He's going to get focused.
He's still alive, though.
Legged.
He's almost legged.
No, yeah, Daniel back here in the Panther just got legged. And there's a strike in the group. That's going to hit me. That's going to leave a mark.
Stas is about to get halved. He's like one shot away from being halved. Now, there it goes.
There he goes. Yep.
So his DPS is done. Yeah, I think as tricky as the situation looked at the start, I think it's starting to turn towards JGX, in my opinion. They've got a lot of mechs that are relatively healthy. And Naveed is, relatively safe up there, even though he is pretty shot up and could be legged pretty quick. And, of course, the caps continue to bleed in their favor.
Little by little is all it takes.
Oh, big strike on Noble Rat and on Iva.
But Noble who's there lost his left arm.
Yeah, there's nothing in that. Maybe some DHS, so not a big deal. But he already was pretty shot up.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're shifting back to the other side. I think it's like F5 is the other side of the Spire.
G-Ram's charging up against
Arnetheus
Arnetheus.
is getting shot up. Lermgod goes down. It looks like RJF were trying to take the Spire, but Daniel goes down to, I think that was Pasha. Yep.
Yeah. Arnetheus is not doing good.
Some of that strike, it's not going to be good for him. I mean, I really think the longer this goes on, the better it is for JGX, because they're just building their cap lead, and they are whittling down these RJF mechs. Speaking of which, Arnetheus just got halved, so another clan mech with like very little DPS now, almost no DPS.
Oh, Alvazovsky just lost something here. Let's see what we got. Click on him.
Oh, he's halved, and he's one touch.
Okay.
So yeah, that's like 3 of their mechs are halved now.
Oh, and there goes.
Akiva goes down.
Yeah.
Noble Rat's not long for this world. Arnetheus really isn't either.
Yeah, Stas is really red there.
Yeah, and Solovi. So I think this is just going to snowball pretty soon for JGX.
Yeah, Dubik's the only one.
Noble eats that strike.
Dubik's the only one was still with green health bar there.
Solovi goes down.
Yep.
Yeah, Dubix is also doing this flank, which is smart. I mean, if you can get some back shots, that could be big. But what does he got? He's got ER large, so not the biggest punch. Arnetheus goes down. Pasha and GRAM are turning the corner.
Stas
goes down. Volkadov is going to get sandwiched here in a second. Volkadov goes down. Noble Rat and Dubix are the last ones, and Noble Rat is basically dead.
Pasha just focused that.
He's halved, I think. Noble Rat, yep. Oh, he's one touch.
There goes Noble.
Noble Rat goes down. Iva is the last one, almost legged. Has been lit up all over.
And Dubix is going to get jumped on, and Dubix goes down. First win.
I mean, yeah, so a lot of really damaged JGX mechs, but, Grolsch still looking pretty fresh. Pasha, I didn't actually see his armor totals, but it didn't look like he was in that bad a shape. So I would say good result for JGX, but certainly if a few things went another direction, that could have been tighter.
Hey, it worked. There you go. There's your damage and all the stuff. No, it's not.
We got any good team damage?
Actually, I don't. Actually, no, that is not the right one. Why did it not update? Oh.
Well, I can read off some here.
No, I got it. I had to refresh it for whatever reason. It's supposed to refresh automatically, but there you go. Go for it.
Oh, I don't have that slide. Oh. I left the drop when you said go for it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, my bad.
Sorry, guys. First time we're doing this way.
Of course, I can't read that section of my screen because it's really puny there. But here, let's see. Move this to another screen real quick, and I'll read this off to you. All right, so let's see. On the JDX side, Pasha 651, GRAM 546, Kras 570, Navid 446, Dario 481, Lermgod 378, Grolsch 262, and Dargor 205. On the RJF side, Dubix 339, Noble Rat 301, Ava at 427, Daniel at 346, Arnethius 405, Solove 220, Volkadev 287, and Stas 261.
Any notable team damage?
Let's see. The highest team damage was being done by Noble Rat with 11.
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
All
right, so we got to swap them, right?
Yep. Let me get someone to stand by for the side swap. So let's see. Let me get all of JGX moved over because that's the easiest one for me to move. Oops. I just swapped a JGX with a JGX. All right, that should be good. We're going to Canyon. Get my score sheet up also.
All right, putting team 1 on the clock.
JGX, their first win. And swapping that button again. Side swapping, and whew! Buttons everywhere, folks. Alrighty. So we started off with a lot of long range, as we'd expected, and then kind of moved into a brawl mode right there, which, if I pull that map strap back, go to this map strap.
Sorry, I already switched it, but we can switch it back, yeah. So the one thing that was odd to me was, RJF pushed up. So originally they had their like ER large mechs over here for the most part,
right?
But they ended up pushing a lot of them up to this corner, which I don't know what their idea behind that was, especially since it seemed like they got a decent start to the trades. But it seems to me like it would have been, they would have been more suited to staying back in Echo 4. And then, maybe RJF tries to get Sigma or Gamma and just deny Theta. But it seemed like they were very intent on kind of rounding that Gulf 4, Gulf 5 corner. And they weren't able to do it. I don't know if maybe they brought like mid-range laser bomb. That could have been a different story.
Yeah.
So it might have just been that they ended up in mechs that weren't suited to what they did, and JGX did a good job of exploiting that. And I think Navid got a little bit lucky down there at the Gulf 4, Gulf 5 corner. He probably could have been killed there, but RJF wasn't able to capitalize on that. I think it was like a 5v3 down there at one point.
May have been even more, but yeah.
Yeah. Although, JGX, their traders, I think, did have some lines on that corner. So I imagine they were trying to be careful not to overextend to the point where those guys couldn't support them.
Right. Excuse me.
But yeah, we can go to
Canyon. Yeah. A favorite of people that love to do long range from the outer ring.
Although, it's a map where you can do a lot of different things. So in the past, we have seen teams set up trading mechs like along that blue line here, or even extending up. And then there are some spots, I think you can use this back wall a little bit, but really commonly you see people in Echo 5. And then the wolf packs kind of roaming between more in the middle to try and, skirmish, keep the other wolf pack off, secure that important third cap, or deny Theta. So I think there's a good chance that we'll see JGX kind of take that sort of spread with some trade mechs, and then we'll have to see if RJF decides to trade back. They might position some mechs up in kind of these areas, junkyard potentially. They probably could even get something over here somewhere, but we'll just have to see, because they could also try and do something using one of the canyons and rush, depending on kind of how they want to get close.
Up to Team 1 is locked.
And we've seen that too in the finals from I don't remember if they were called 5JDX at the time, but yeah, we've seen that before used effectively against a trade strat.
Right. All right. Well, I went ahead and started my my timer for Team 2 being on the clock now.
Yeah, all good.
Got messages about my volume. Fix my volume, folks. Thank you. Let's see here. There. Alrighty. Well, we can go ahead and switch back to the lobby view.
Yeah, I think on Canyon, one of the things you really see a lot of teams do is they throw like an Incubus, maybe a Mislinks or a Flea, something small, fast, maybe with Cap Excel, and try and get Theta or deny Theta, because especially with the changes that were made to the map, I don't know, a year ago, I don't remember exactly when, but that is very hard to take if there's some long range trade, especially like ER large. It's relatively easy to deny nowadays. So getting it right off the bat can be a big advantage if you want to force the other team to play into your hands.
Right, without those two spires that were originally around it and it being as open as it is now, it's, yeah.
Yeah, it's really risky to be over there.
So, and for anybody that may not be playing MechWarrior Online, but are just watching these matches because you like watching these, and you bet you haven't gone back into the game, Canyon had a bunch more ramps added in and even more bridges, and yeah, a little bit of change, which yeah. I've enjoyed the change on this one. So
yeah, I've probably said this a million times, but just sad to see Radio Tower go. Although I get it, yeah, that was one of my favorite spots on Old Canyon.
All right, still we got about half Team 2 is rated up so far.
Yep, and just as a reminder, this is best of 3, so
best of 5.
Or best of 5, sorry. Yeah, that's first to 3 is what I meant to say, I think, there. So yeah, so we'll have another drop after this at minimum, possibly more, hopefully more.
Verdi, you're not getting any kind of a foot cam on this cast. However, we can talk about mine later. Chat's being weird. All right, they're ready.
Excellent.
All right.
Let's do it.
Dropping in now. Second match, Canyon Network. I need more screens, I'm noticing.
Don't you have like 8 or something?
I got 5, but okay. So tomorrow, you don't need to message me on Discord anymore. I'm covering that up. I got my score sheet over here now. So all right, so yeah, so 1 win currently for JGX. We'll see what happens with this one. Wow, they're both teams readying up before I'm even fully loaded in. That's awesome. All right, here we go, folks. I'm going to be in Naveed's mech for this first call out here. Let's see what he's rocking.
Reactor.
All right, he's in the Viper with heavy machine guns and small lasers and a couple of regular machine guns. Pasha in the Summoner with small pulse and ER PPCs. Crass in the Black Lantern with small pulse and ER micros. Lermgod in the Annihilator 1P with Gauss rifle and a bunch of ER large lasers. Dario in the Incubus with light machine guns and heavy large and a couple of ER mediums. Jiffy in the Hunchback 2C with small pulse and ER PPCs. Brolsch in the Direwolf with Gauss and ER larges. G-Ram in the Firestarter already taking some shots with the light PPC and a bunch of small lasers. All right, let's do this. What do you got?
So RJF Daniel, Mislinks G, 8 MGs, 4 ER smalls, Dubix, Firestarter 9A with 8 SPLs, Solovey in a Viper C with 5 SPLs, 6 ER micros, Arnatheus in a 6 ER Mead, 2 LPL Timber S, Noble Rat in a 6 ER Mead, 1 LPL Stormcrow Prime, Stas in a 4 ER Mead, 2 LPL Redline, that's a linebacker hero, Volkadov in a 4 AC-10 Kodiak 3, and then Iva in a 6 ER large Stalker 5S. So for the most part, this looks like kind of an aggressive laser bomb slash light pack push deck with a Kodiak and ER large stalker. I think the stalker is going to have trouble. He's getting out traded because he's like the only one standing up. He's already down to 78%. And then the Kodiak seems a little bit stuck back here as well because he can't keep up. But the faster mechs are coming in on GRAM now.
Yeah, they are really quick too. And Crafts is joining in, so we'll see 3 to 5 if they all get together here.
Well, remember that they've got Grolsch and Lermgod pointed in that direction too. So
Yeah,
they've got these two
Overwatch.
trade mechs. And it's kind of going to be like 6 against, I don't know, at least 5. GRAM, though, pretty shot up. One of his side torsos is already pretty close to open and structurally damaged, so he might have taken a back shot there. I think RJF is trying to feel out, like, can they go around this corner? How are they going to go around this corner? They've kind of full committed to it with a lot of their mechs, and Staz, it looks like, is taking a lot of damage, too. One side torso open, so that could get peeled off in, like, 1 more, 2 more volleys, depending. Ooh, yeah, taking even more damage into that side torso.
Yeah.
And the assaults for RJF have moved up to Theta, which, again, doesn't have a ton of cover, especially for these big mechs, and they're just getting picked apart. The Stalker CT is open. The Kodiak is really shot up, but not open anywhere quite yet. I don't see a scenario where this turns out well for them, even though, nothing's gone down yet, but...
No, Volkanov and Ava are not going to be lasting much longer.
Yeah, Volkanov, he goes down, Iva goes down, so now it's 8 to 6, and RJF is going in, but they're already so shot up. I mean, they might get some kills here on the light pack, but I don't think this is going to work out. Staz is already really shot up. Noblerat's already really badly hurt. Solove is almost down. RJF Daniel almost down. Staz goes down. Daniel goes down.
Noble goes down.
Goes down. Just falling real quick now. Solove goes down.
The domino effect happening here.
Yeah, that classic MWO snowball. Dubix goes down, and now Arnetheus is on his own, trying to figure out what to do. CT open. Yeah, and that's it. That's an 8-0. That is unfortunate for RJF.
All right, let's try and get these stats up on the screen here. Oh yeah, I guess I gotta refresh it every time. All right, so there you go. I don't know if you can see that.
So last week, I know people joked about nerfing Girl. She got 860 this week, or in this drop, 2 kills. So doing a lot of work with that Direwolf, overwatching the light pack there. 406 from Pasha, 439 from Lermgod, all the light pack mechs in the 300s. For RJF, 392 from Arnetheus, 331 from Noblerad, but nobody else broke 300. No kills, obviously, so they just weren't able to get enough damage down.
And the team damage leader for this match, or this one, was Dubix with 26.
All right, still keeping it respectably low.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go to mining, and from here on out, it's win or drop to the losers bracket for RJF, and we are keeping the same sides, I believe.
Yes. Yep, switching to mining and no side swap. And I've got the map strat up. I'm going to switch that over to mining.
And I think just my first impression from that last drop, I wonder if switching the Kodiak and the Stalker to something that could rush would have made a difference. To me, it seems like if you're going to do that, you usually go all in, especially if you're devoting like 6 mechs to the more aggressive push. Because there's just, you're not going to be able to trade effectively 2-on-4 or something like that.
Right.
like 90% of the time or more.
All right, I got the map shot up for you if you'd like to.
Oh yeah, I can scribble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. JGX is team 1, so very common for somebody to take cupcakes. Let's see. The light pack very often will move to Theta. And I feel like I've seen them do a few different things. Oftentimes, they will go to Theta and then just try and get damage down on the other team trying to get Theta. And then I think, take it if they can. We've often seen teams stick like a Pop Tart, a medium mech, something like that up here, because it can be a strong position, can overlook Theta, but it's a little bit risky for a big mech. And then, depending on what they want to do, there are some other spots for a big, like you could potentially put something over here. Yeah. And that's kind of assuming that they want to control the left half or the bottom of the map. From Team 2, very frequently, and I can't remember exactly which one of these, but you'll see a big mech over in this corner over here, like a Gaussy or large Dire, for example, to kind of have an angle across the map. Again, you can contest that area with your wolf pack or try and stick a Pop Tart up there. And from this side as well, you can stick a trade mech over here because you have gaps in the buildings by Theta. So you can shoot into the Theta area, which you can't do in the same way from the other side. And I'm sure there are a bunch of other positions, but that's kind of just a start. There's also like this one is popular for a trade mech as well. And similarly, we'll see if they send their light pack over to Theta, maybe try and take it, or just deny it and try and get some damage in. But you can also like try and do a push strat. There are a lot of different ways to play it. I think the main concern if you try and do a push is it works best if your opponent's all set up in one area, which a smart team, like I don't think either of these teams would do that. And you also want to stay out of big wide open spaces, so you kind of have to work down like the bottom or top of the map.
The sidelines.
You can't really go through the middle.
Yeah, that's what I remember back when I did comp a little bit. I'm typically an assault or heavy, preferably assault, and yeah, we always had to take sidelines. It was otherwise it was a suicide mission. Otherwise,
yeah, and JJs are really important on this map. You don't have to have JJs on absolutely everything necessarily. Like you certainly could use an Annie or something like that on this map, although as time goes on I feel like more and more of the top teams are taking all JJ mechs on this map, but it can be really tough if you don't have JJs because people can just abuse the verticality of the map.
Yeah. All right, team 1's locked in. Nice. We're halfway there, folks.
Yeah, and these are going pretty quick. Nobody's really getting close to going over time even.
No, and I only saw one disconnect, and it happened right at the beginning of the first match. During once we told them that they were on the clock, Stas actually was disconnected, but popped back in real quick. So.
Oh man, we probably shouldn't even mention that word.
Well, no. So, yeah. They say the nice thing is that things happen. We read the rules, and things might need to be adjusted. It happens. Everything. We're all flexible, folks. Don't worry.
Yeah.
See, if I go back and look at instruction booklets from stuff that we were doing with computers 10 years ago to now, it's like, okay, wait a minute. Everything adapts over time. MW, the comp's been around for how long now?
Oh, I don't even know. Longer than I've been playing the game.
Right?
But looking at the lances that JGX took, I would expect we're probably going to see traders both on the top side of the map, like Delta Line, and more towards the bottom, like Echo Fox lines, just based on what they're doing. That'd be my expectation. And I usually would guess anything these teams put in Charlie is probably what's running to Theta. But teams can also try and disguise things. I think sometimes that can be a good idea in a scenario like this where you know where people are spawning. Yeah.
We're just waiting for. Well, so again, half of Team 2 is ready to go, waiting for the other one.
Yeah, and so far, it's looking like RJF would probably be looking at more of a like north side strat, but they could very easily change where some of these players are and drop more into alpha. And if they're doing it that way, they might have the mech on the south side, Noble Rat, if that's a light, just run to Epsi, sliver cap it, and then join the team on the north side. If we see that happen, then I would expect that the JGX mechs on the north side would have to bail out from north and kind of rotate down.
Yeah, quickly.
Or they might, they might get jumped.
Apparently, there's some inside joke. I don't remember this one's. We have Tio saying for the post-match interview, just do Grolsch with the kazoo. So.
Yeah, that's a new one on me.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I'll see some memes in the Discord channels later. All right, well, Team 2 is almost ready. Just waiting for Volkov to ready up and then do the call. And we'll get ready for the third, possibly final drop.
RJF will need to get a win out of this one to keep their hopes to win this set alive. All right, they are ready.
Ready. Here we go. Launching. It can happen, folks. We've seen it happen.
I'm always hopeful. Oh, and I didn't even mention like kind of the more off the wall strats, like putting something up in the satellite dish or putting something up on the box on the north side. I don't really expect that right now. Usually we've seen that in like grand final situations, fighting for first, second, third, fourth, somewhere in there.
I know I saw it in Quick Play recently, so
yeah. It's always possible.
Yes, it is. All right, and we're getting there quick. Here we go. All right, I'm in Dario's mech. And I'll do this one quick, small map. He's in the mist links with heavy machine guns and ER micros. Kras in the Vulcan and medium pulse lasers. Navid in the Viper with heavy machine guns and small lasers. G-Ram in the Highlander 2C with ER PPCs. Lermgod in the Grasshopper with ER larges. Jiffy in the Executioner with ER micros and ER PPCs. Pasha with Summoner in the small pulse and ER PPCs. And Dargora in the Hunchback with small pulse and ER PPCs. And that's my list.
All right, got Noble Rat in the Viper F on the south side, like I thought, with 5 SPLs, 6 ER micros. Solve in the Vulcan 5S with 2 snubs, 3 light machine guns. Dubix with the Firestarter with 8 SPLs again. I lost track of one of these guys. Iva in the Annie 1P, 5 ER large, 2 light Gauss. Volkadov in a 2 Gauss, 3 ER large Death Strike. Stas in a 6 ER Mead, 2 LPL XC. Arnatheos in a 3 Peep Veagle Pop Tart. RJF Daniel in an 8 MG, 4 ER small Mislinks. And I believe that's everybody.
That's a long range.
Yeah, we're seeing RJF really do this north side strat, and they have gotten some good damage into G-Ram so far, but it looks like they're taking fairly equal amounts in return. So I'm guessing that their light pack is going to be thinking of pushing. Oh no, it looks like they're actually going south. They might try and pick off Pasha and Jiffy in that central high ground. And I don't know if JGX is aware of this, but Jiffy probably sees them now, or should see them
he
very
does.
soon.
He should. Or, well, now he knows.
Yeah, now he certainly knows. Yeah, Daniel just going up there, fearless, dropping a strike.
Of course, now the question is, do they realize that there's a bunch of JGX on the backside, too, waiting?
Probably not. Also, the damage on Jiffy fairly substantial, but pretty spread out. So he's in pretty good shape. RJF's Wolfpack is rotating back towards the north side, and RJF is actually up on caps so far. And actually, percentages are looking fairly good for them overall, I would say.
Now, there's been a couple little attempts at Theta, but none of them actually made it in long enough to cap and to even do a sliver cap on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very dangerous.
They did try, though.
And GRAM taking the brunt of the trades from RJF so far, but still in the fight. Oh, and I didn't pick this up when you were going through them, but Kraz in the 5 MPL Vulcan making a return. So, like 2019 meta right here. And yeah, it looks like RJF are just kind of shuttling that Wolfpack back and forth. JGX is largely holding their shape. They've got Jiffy and Pasha back on top, but they might get attacked again. And Dario actually is in kind of a risky spot. Pops a UAV, so he knows that RJF is there. And RJF lights are going in on Jiffy.
But I don't think they know everything that's happening over here around him.
Yeah, but Jiffy, CT now open. He's taken a lot of damage now. He's going to have to be careful, although with the PPC XE you can be. You know, you can take those conservative trades. And in exchange, Noble Rat is fairly shot up, but nothing open, so not that critical yet.
Are they going for Theta? Looks like it. Maybe. Never mind.
Definitely thinking about it. Nargor is keeping him back.
Well, Solvay was up there and decided to leave a piece up there for Theta. However, leaving the piece of the mech there does not count.
Yep.
So.
And now RJF is actually behind on caps because JGX has a 3 cap, so they're gonna have to be thinking about that at some point. And they're taking another go at Jiffy.
Jiffy.
Poor guy, just always getting singled out.
But now he's dropped down.
He gets out again, and again, RJF is paying for this push. Noble Rat is now
he's really
open.
hurt.
Yeah, 1 or 2 shots could take him out of the game. And they did not get a cap, so they're just backing off. You know, it'd be really hard to take EPSI with this situation. And JGX, north side, JGX is pushed in. They killed Iva.
Yep, just saw that happen.
I think they're going to be able to pick up Stas here as well. Maybe both of these guys.
Navid doing the push on him.
Oh, he's got to get out, though, because RJF is coming back with their... Oh,
Navid went down, yep.
Arnatheo self-destructs.
Oh, no!
G-Ram's going to be in trouble. He's not built for this. Krasnopesky getting pushed by 2 MG lights.
Oh, Dubik's coming from the backside,
Noble Rat goes down. CT on RJF Daniel is open. Kraz, I think, got legged. Kraz goes down.
Go down.
So it's 6 against 5. Dubix gets G-Ram. Solove goes down.
Daniel's down to 32.
Little scrum there between Dargor, Dario, and Daniel, and Daniel goes down.
Yeah, Volkanov goes down.
Stas goes down. Dubix is getting pushed next. He's legged.
Last one.
Open.
And
all right, so JGX takes it.
That is it.
Much closer on that drop, though. I mean, a lot of those JGX mechs are really shot up. Probably Dario and Pasha could have kept going for a while, but the lights were in rough shape.
Right. All right, let me get the data posted up here. And pull this up. There you go.
So with that, JGX will move on in the winners bracket, and RJF will drop officially down into the losers bracket. So they're not out of the tournament. They still get to play for everything, but it's going to be a harder road.
Ooh, Lermgod, because all the damage numbers. Lermgod with the high team damage for 66 for this match.
Oof, maybe a strike on that. That brawl.
Yeah, something may have happened there.
Yeah, he did also do 715 and 2 kills, so still putting in some numbers, and sometimes damage is just damage. So
right.
663 from Pasha, RJF side Arnetheos 599. Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. With that being the third match done already, and we're about 20 minutes ahead of schedule for the next match, which is of course Admin versus 5JDX. We're going to find out if they're ready to go or not. Switch over to the overlay so you guys can just that portion for now. Yeah, let's reach out to that team and see if they're good to go.
Yep, doing that now.
Awesome. And while you do that, I'm going to get the next score sheet ready. Yay, Crass, thank you for grabbing those, because I totally missed the first and second one trying to get the information onto the map, onto the MWO strats scene. Alrighty. So yeah, if they're ready to start early, we can do that. If not, we can go ahead and end the stream and take a quick break, and then come back on the scheduled time. Yep. Go ahead and get my score sheet done.
All right, they are not up for starting early.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I will go ahead and. Sorry about that. Okay, folks. So we will see you in approximately 20 minutes.